Hi, this is Carrie Brownstein.
This is DJ Premier.
This is Darren Aronofsky.
You got the RZA right here.
Rose McGowan.
Radiohead.
Aisha Tyler.
Tribe Called Quest. Fred Armisen.
Fritz Paul.
Javier Munoz. Seth Meyers.
Frankie Cosmos.
Flying Lotus.
Hi, we're Chaim, and you're listening to the Talkhouse Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Talkhouse Podcast. I'm Josh Modell. On this week's episode, we've got a couple of friends who swim in the same punk-inspired scenes, but whose musics are pretty different. Barry Johnson and Greg Mendez. Now, Johnson is the singer and guitarist for Joyce Manor, the pop-punk/emo/indie rock something band that's been blasting out short, to-the-point songs for nearly 2 decades. There's something perfectly economical about everything the band does. Their records often clock in at under 20 minutes, so there's no fat or filler to be found. The latest is being hailed as their best, which is saying something for a band whose chosen genre rarely seems to age well, something Johnson laughs about in this chat. The album is called I Used to Go to This Bar, and it was produced by Bad Religion's Brett Gurewitz. Check out a little bit of the song I Know Where Mark Chen Lives, right here. The other half of today's conversation, Greg Mendez, takes a Spartan approach to songwriting as well, but his songs are much more quiet and reflective. You'll definitely hear Elliott Smith vibes on his new album, Beautyland. Mendez has actually been making music nearly as long as Joyce Manor, but the shyness of his music didn't really push through into wider view until a self-titled album in 2023. Now he's ready to take the next leap. This new record is on the Dead Oceans label, which has released records by like-minded souls Phoebe Bridgers, Japanese Breakfast, and Bright Eyes. Check out a little bit of the song Gentle Love from Beautyland right here.
Will you take me by the hand? I need your precious love. 'Cause I got my mama's smile, but not her holy tongue. I couldn't taste the blood, so I make the same mistakes commanded from above.
In this conversation, Mendez and Johnson talk about how they first met, about the ups and downs of sequencing an album, and about doing the stream of consciousness creative practice called morning pages, where you just write whatever pops into your head. Johnson doesn't want you to see his pages, and you'll find out why. Enjoy.
How's it been, though?
It's been really good, man. It's been, like our best tour as far as ticket sales numbers and stuff. So I think that's kind of unusual for a band that's coming up on 20 years into our career, to still be doing good,
The record's really good, so I'm not surprised.
I appreciate that, dude. Thank you.
I don't know how you guys do this thing where every time the part changes, it feels so good. That sounds so stupid, but I don't know. I feel like that's a thing that not many bands are able to do, where the chorus hits or whatever, and you're just damn, that's it just feels really good.
I like a satisfying moment to moment. That's definitely something I'm trying to do. Yeah, so thank you.
How do you do it?
So I think I first did it accidentally, and then what I started doing is I just write parts, a ton of parts, and then a lot of times a song will be boring from the verse to the chorus, and there'll be one part that I like. I like the verse, that the lyrics are kind of interesting, or that melody is hooky. I like that. But when it goes to the chorus, it loses steam, or the chorus is super just kind of trite or doesn't do anything for me. So I'll get rid of that. And then I'll put the part into a pile of other parts. And when I have enough of them, I just stick them next to each other. And it either does something or it doesn't. I'm oh, fuck, that does the thing. Where it's when you go into the next part, you're yes. And it kind of sparks a little joy. I'm kind of yeah, fuck yeah. That's really satisfying going from that to that. But it's literally just like a game of put the parts next to each other and nope, that doesn't work. All right, try a different one. Does that one work? Nope, nothing. Do that one. Does that one work? Nope. Until you get one that does. But yeah, it's not I'm clever or anything. Or trial and error.
But that's kind of clever, though. That's kind of clever. It's kind of like sequencing a record,
yes,
parts of a song.
Exactly. Yeah. When you're sequencing a record, you just put do I like the end of this one with the beginning of this one? And you can't really say why you like one or the other. It could be oh, well, this one's in this key and that one's in that key, or This one was a little slower, and then the up-tempo nature of that next part. Sometimes it has to do with like if the verse has a lot of space. For the chorus, you want something a little pacier. Or if the verse is pacey, then something with some space in the chorus, So you start to kind of notice what will work next to what. Exactly like sequencing a record. That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah.
Never even thought of it.
Do you sequence here on records?
I do, yeah. I usually have some input from that's like a lot of times the stage, like mixing and sequencing is the stage where I start to get input from other people that I trust, because I generally like am so like deep in it that I can't see the forest for the trees sometimes.
100%, yeah. I've been spending so much time with it. I start searching for like dopamine with changes. Like maybe I've lived with a sequence for a while and then it stops like exciting me. So I change it and then I'm kind of like, ooh, but what if it was different? And it's kind of like, was this really the best thing for the record, or am I just like chasing the dragon a little bit? I've actually had the better success having someone else sequence our albums. I thought I was good at it, but the records that I have sequenced, I don't think are our strongest sequences.
Like it's almost better if someone who doesn't have so much attachment to it, or like
yeah,
doesn't know like, oh, well, this is what I was feeling with this song, so it should go next to this one. And like, that doesn't really fucking matter in the end.
Yeah, totally. But there's like a very cynical sequence where like, the label or whatever wants to put the hits earlier on the record. I guess even now, because with streaming, you can really see a fall off towards the end of the record, no matter how good the songs are. And I really want like sometimes like to put the best song on the record or one of the best songs on the record towards the end, so that it's like culminating towards something. And I would think personally with my Joyce Manor record, it only being fucking 17 minutes long, I was like, people can make it 17 minutes, but they can't. They like literally can't. So it's fucked. I'm like, wow, they really falls off the deeper end of the record you get. But I can't let that dictate like where I put a song. I still want like it to be a sequence that's like art driven and not like, oh, well, this is one of our strongest songs, so we got to put it towards the front.
It's like, who do you want to make the records for? The people who are going to listen to a few songs and fall off, or the people who will listen to the whole thing? It's got to be the latter.
Yeah, totally. For me, it's kind of like a movie where it's like it culminates towards something where it's like you have like a few different acts, and it's like opening sequence, the middle, and then it ends. So without doing that, yeah, it just feels super like artless or whatever. But it is also frustrating. It's like, fuck, this is one of our best songs, and it's kind of buried out towards the end of the record.
I feel like that about one of the songs on this new one, and it's at the end. But
yeah,
it had to be.
Yeah,
it had to be at the end. Like it just like didn't make sense anywhere else. It's a pretty short record too, but yeah, I'm sure people will miss it. And that's, that's fine.
That's what it is. So you're feeling good about the record still?
Yeah, I feel good about it as like a piece of art, I guess. I'm kind of like I'm not the whole like reality of releasing music in 2026. I'm kind of not that into it, to be honest.
Yeah.
The more like internet driven things get, and the more streaming services driven things get,
the more contentified your shit becomes.
Yeah, and like the whole rollout's been like pretty slow, which I don't love. Like each single is like a month apart or whatever, which I think is too much, but I guess like that's what they want now.
Our manager really wanted a quick rollout. He was like, let's do like a single and the record comes out the next month. Like one single and then a song the week of, and then put it out.
Sounds awesome.
I was into it just to try something different because we've never done that. We've always done a pretty typical like single and then a month and then another single and then a month and then the record or whatever. But this time the label argued for the exact opposite. Like, so we did fucking on a 9-song album, we did 4 singles. And it was like, I think, yeah, almost like 5 months of lead up, which was like just psychotic.
Like, because you guys write songs that are like as short as mine. It's like a 2-minute song. What am I supposed to do with that for like a month?
I personally love a slower rollout because like a friend will send me their record, in like a Dropbox folder or some shit. And then just, yeah, I'm guilty of like the way I interact with stuff these days. It's like just even the little extra step of like, okay, I have to like open Dropbox. Okay, I have to click this fucking song and listen to it. I'm not like taking it and then like, okay, let me upload it onto my phone or whatever. So I'm just listening to it in Dropbox or whatever. And I just don't enjoy it as much as like when the first single pops up on fucking Apple Music or Spotify or whatever. And then I take in that song. it feels like a lot for me to just take in a whole record unless I physically have the record.
Yeah.
Like if I'm putting on the record at home, I can get into a record that way. But if someone just sends me their whole record, even if I'm later going to get into the album, like I often am like, oh, cool, thanks. But it sort of feels like they're giving me like fucking homework to do. It's like, I'm like, which one's the fucking good song? Can you just send me like the really good one that you're really stoked on? And then I'll let you know what I think of that. But, you know, when fucking streaming service is like new music from artists you like, whether it's like you or like Algernon or whoever, you know, I enjoy kind of going on that trip and spending time with the first single and getting into it. And then, something to look forward to. Fuck, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I should be thinking about it more like that.
I've spent a lot of time with the singles that you put out and been really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to. I have heard the record one time through and it was great. But yeah, I'm excited.
Homework
I'm
style.
enjoying more. No, it wasn't homework style.
Nah,
we were just hanging out. We were hanging on the bus and Neil B threw it on, and I was like, "This is fucking great." But you know, he didn't send it to me or anything, but he did play it for us. Yeah, you know,
he did it the right way.
Yes, exactly.
So do you remember the first time we hung out?
Yeah, it would have been at Big Mama's, maybe 2013.
Yeah, I think you guys were touring with Algernon and we fucking saw whatever Die Hard movie came out that year.
Oh,
like
okay,
Evan was
so
driving you guys like on a.
Yes.
I think you were touring with Algernon.
The first time I remember really chatting with you though was at Big Mama's. Maybe it was like out on that run, but we were just kind of sitting around smoking a million cigarettes, like kind of outs like in the like driveway area of Big Mama's, you know?
Yeah, sounds right. The garage.
The garage, yeah. I remember just chatting with you there. And the big thing at that time was like everyone was really amped on that band Gunk.
Yeah.
That was all anyone was talking about. But yeah, I was kind of hanging out more with like the Weeks and Algernon, I guess the kind of slightly dorkier side of stuff. But then it kind of felt like there was like a mysterious kind of a like sketchier Philly like indie rock scene.
Yeah.
That I felt excluded from.
I always thought Algernon was cool as fuck.
They were really cool, but they were a little sillier. Or I think like the more kind of like Kite Party-esque or like the world built like, you know, like Spirit and Gunk and then the next time I can remember seeing you was at Webster Hall.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Did you work there?
I worked there from like 2014 to 2017.
Yes. Okay. So I remember rolling up and then you were like, hey, what's up, dude? I was like, what's up? And then you were just like loading our gear. I was like, oh, fuck, you work here?
Yeah, that was a wild job, honestly. There was a good amount of people who played that I knew, like you guys. And then there was also just like, you know, sometimes it'd be like fucking Tom Petty or whatever.
Yeah. Doing like an underplay. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like taking out the trash in the basement. And he just like walked through like smoking a cigarette inside and just like gave me this like nod. I was just like, fuck, you're Tom Petty. What the fuck?
That's so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It was sick. He seemed like a nice guy, you know? Not everybody gives a nod to somebody moving sopping wet bags of like beer trash in a basement.
So how long did you live in New York?
I was there for like 3 years. And then that place, Webster Hall, like closed down because like it was just owned by this family. And they sold it to like AEG or whatever. And they closed it for renovations. And we all found out that we lost our job through an article in the New York Post.
Oh, fuck.
I was like bartending and bar backing there and like making pretty good money. And when that closed, I was just like, I'm moving back to Philly.
Yeah.
That was like a good situation for New York. And I kind of just didn't feel like having to hustle that much.
Yeah. I never lived in New York. Did you like living there?
I liked a lot of it. Like there's definitely like an energy to it that is like nowhere else. And it kind of just like, it like feels like the world in a way that like Philly doesn't.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. It just feels like you're in like the fucking world stage or something.
Yeah.
And like a lot of like smaller cities feel more like they're just more contained within themselves. There's just all kinds of people like everywhere, which is really cool and really like energizing, and people like, you know, using the public spaces and stuff. And like, I don't know, I just felt a lot of like, you know, energy from it, which I do miss sometimes.
I've always thought like I would love to live there, but I don't know that it's ever going to happen. I think like my window of like moving to New York and you know, trying to make it as a New Yorker. I mean, it could still happen. I'm going to be 40 next year, which weirdly like it feels like younger than I felt turning 30. You know,
Yeah.
So I don't know why. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I got fucking tons of time left.
Yeah. Maybe because you're about to have a midlife crisis and move to New York,
dude. Exactly. Honestly, I think that's what it is. I think like before you have your midlife crisis, you're like, I feel young. I'm young. You know, like yeah,
I'm gonna get a motorcycle.
Yeah, exactly. But when I turned 30, I was like, fuck.
That's like end of life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it felt, dude. Especially like as like a dude in like a pop punk band, I was like, you can't have a fucking 3 in front of your age. Like I'm like it's over. But yeah, like I don't feel that way as much anymore.
You've been in Long Beach for like a long time, right?
I moved to Long Beach basically when I was 20. Have you ever spent any time there?
I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah. It's very different than LA. It just feels like a college town, honestly. Like,
yeah.
But the fact that it's so close to LA, but just does not really feel like you're in LA at all.
That's kind of sick.
It feels more like Columbus, Ohio, or something like that.
But with the beach.
Yeah, but it's a weird beach. Like the beach, it's like connected to the port. And so they have a big like breakwater in the ocean. So there's no waves. It's like a totally still beach. It's why Long Beach isn't that expensive. Like if it had like a beach with like waves and stuff, it would be like fucking Santa Monica. Houses would be a lot more valuable. But because it's on this just like stagnant beach with like cigarette butts like floating in it, like it's like it's not as appealing.
I like mostly know Long Beach from like Sublime shouting it out and just their vibe. I'm like, in my mind, it was like somewhere with waves and like surfing and shit.
You have to drive like south of LA in order to like Venice or something like that to surf. You cannot surf in Long Beach.
Do you surf?
No, I don't. I grew up skating.
Yeah, same.
And I've tried surfing twice, and it's a really hard like point of entry. Like it's very hard to even like stand up. So it was very difficult to kind of like even get to the fun part. And I felt like I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze here.
I did grow up skating. I think I wanted to surf when I was a kid, and my parents were always just like, no. And then like as I got older, I think I was just like, well, it's hard to stand on, and also like you gotta like wait out there all day, and on some days you get nothing.
Yeah, but I kind of thought, like sort of like moving to New York, where it's like there's maybe like a version of me that like surfs and is like more chill and like kind of cooler and shit. I don't know that I really have the temperament for it, but I loved skating. Were you any good at skating? What kind of skating were you into? Like,
I was mostly just like skating around fucking the town, like fucking doing shit like ollieing a couple stairs or whatever. Or there'd be like good curbs and shit like that. There was a skate park like about like 15 or 20 minutes away, which we went to sometimes. But all right, I wasn't like the best one in my group of friends or anything, but I wasn't the worst either. Just like right in the middle. What about you?
Me and my friends were really into like Zero and Toy Machine. And so we really liked kind of, like ollieing stairs, like kind of gritty and like, just like skating fast and like
Jamie Thomas shit.
Jamie Thomas vibe. Yeah, totally. Ed Templeton vibe. But just like aggressive sort of street skating. Yeah, like trying to like boardside handrails and stuff. Like I've never really like was into like the dropping in on a half pipe or anything like that. But as a kid when I was skateboarding, like it was mostly like just who can ollie the most stairs. And I think I got up to like 7. I ollied like 7 stairs, and then it was just sort of like, what am I doing here?
That's kind of the threshold where it's like you get to more than that, you're like, you're gonna like break your fucking knee or whatever.
Yeah, totally. But it felt really good to do, and that was sort of like the thing we were doing. It's sort of like Evel Knievel-ish. You know what I mean? It was like psyching yourself up to do it and like rolling up to it and chickening out a bunch, but then you eventually like commit and do it. Like that was like the thrill of it. It wasn't really like elegant or like any kind of like technical skating. It was just like, fucking do it, go do it.
Yeah.
Once we kind of got to that point, it was like, I'm not doing 10 stairs.
Yeah, I like broke my collarbone just like bombing this fucking insane hill that then had like a 90-degree turn at the bottom of it. So it was like I didn't even make it down the hill because like my trucks were too loose, I guess. And I just like got speed wobbled to the point where
crazy wobbles.
Like it was like 90, to the point where my board went like 90 degrees and I just like rolled down this fucking hill. But even if like I hadn't been thinking, because even if I was like 13 or something like that, even if I had made it, like there's no way I was going to make that fucking turn at the end.
Right. It was like putting yourself in danger and hurting yourself. That's how I discovered a lot of punk too, was through the skate videos and like great music that was in them, like all kinds of shit, you know, like Sonic Youth or whatever. It was just really exhilarating and exciting and cool, but definitely it was like super influential.
I think I kind of started playing music because I like was kind of tapping out on like getting hurt skateboarding.
Yeah, same here. Kind of once I got AIM, then it was just sort of about like finding other like music dorks and like I don't know, like talking to girls on AIM got like more exciting than skating. By high school, it was like just music was like kind of the only thing I cared about. When do you start your tour?
June. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I think I'm excited about it. There was a minute where we were just like out, and not even that it was. I've seen other like bands do more dates, but just like it was just so many different times. Like the rhythm of it was just like so demoralizing, where it was like, didn't feel like I had enough of a break between like runs, and then, you know, would be starting one that I wasn't excited about because I still like was over it from the last one.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to have this like break for a minute.
Totally. Can you write when you're on tour?
I don't, like, at all, essentially.
Same. Yeah. It totally like fucks up any kind of like creative rhythm I get in. And I have to completely fucking start over when I get home. I think it's like really detrimental to creativity.
Yeah. But like, I kind of love how insular it is. Like it's so fucking regimented, and like your like daily experience, because like it's kind of counterintuitive because you're like, oh, you're traveling all over the place, but like the world becomes kind of small in a weird way, where it's like you're like existing in a very confined way.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really inspire me too much in terms of like writing shit, but a part of me like thrives on it, at least for a time.
In the early days, I think it was inspiring just in that you would like meet bands or like hear a record from somebody, and then you would get home and have discovered something to be inspired by. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like early tour, like we played with like the Sidekicks or something like that. And then we're like listening to this like Sidekicks CD, we're like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy good. And then you're kind of like up to your ante. You're like, fuck, this band is like our age and they're like this good. Like, what the fuck? You know? So it's kind of like, it was inspiring in that way, but not like in the moment. Or just touring with the band, something about like their musicality rubs off on you or something.
Do you ever take your guitar out when you're not playing a show on the road?
Fuck no.
Yes.
No.
I feel like some people are like that. Like you get back to your hotel room or whatever and like crack it open.
Yeah, we toured with a guy that would go in the van at like 1 a.m. after everyone was down like partying and hanging out, and he would just play guitar in the van like alone. It was like his like peaceful place. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, I love just sitting around playing guitar at home for sure. But on tour, for whatever reason, it's like no alone time. I have like no time to myself on tour. So there's no way to do it.
Yeah. Even right now, you got to fucking talk to my ass on Zoom.
No, it's great. Do you have any difficulty with creativity? Do you ever have like any writer's block?
I definitely do sometimes. I feel like a lot of times it'll be like a particular aspect of it. Like right now, I'm like pretty, my shit is kind of flowing with like chord progressions and melodies and stuff, but like I can't write a word to save my life right now. And then sometimes it'll be the opposite thing, or sometimes it'll be both things. Like, yeah.
Yes.
How about you?
I used to write songs fucking nonstop when I was a kid. Like when someone first showed me how to write guitar, I basically wrote a song like that week, you know. I was like, oh, that's how you like, and I was like, oh, you can play a bar chord anywhere? Yeah. That's like crazy. And someone's like, oh, this is E and this is also E. But I thought there was like 52 fucking notes on a guitar or something. But then someone kind of explained like, oh no, it's only a couple notes. Anyway, so as soon as I learned that, I started writing songs. And I would say from like 17 to like 28, I was probably writing multiple songs a week, you know, like, and oftentimes it was like not even trying to. I would just be like walking home like from like to the bus stop, and then I'd just be like, I like have a song stuck in my head that I don't know where the fuck it came from. It's like, oh shit, I gotta record that as soon as I get home. It's like not even trying to fucking write songs. And it dried up around like in my early 30s, and I was really fucking worried about it. I was just like, well, you know, I got a bunch of good songs, and that's cool. I don't know how I did it, but now it's over. And then I really had to start working at getting the creative stuff to happen, or kind of getting into that, like where the song just flows effortlessly. I had to like start writing morning pages. I had to like force myself to write something every day. Then ideas would start coming. But that was sort of kind of a good feeling for me, because it wasn't just this like mysterious thing that like visits me and a song comes and I'm like, yes, here it is. It was something I could like actually exercise, like something at the like, okay, if you write pages every morning and if you force yourself to write something like some kind of write a fucking song today, you have to write a song. And the song sucks. But if you just keep doing that, like good ideas will just show up. But you have to exercise the creative part of your brain in order for those things to show up.
There's definitely been times where I've like been working on a song that I'm like, this song actually sucks, but I'm just going to keep working on it. And then like, I will immediately write a song that's good. Like I'll stop playing that and be like, hold on, and just like start playing.
Exactly.
So like that's happened like a couple times with like songs that ended up being effortlessly. And maybe like my brain was just turning that around in the background while I was like working on this song that I was like, this shit is fucking garbage.
I'll literally spend all day on a song that I fucking hate. And I'm just like, this song fucking sucks. I'm fucking washed up, hack. And like, all right, I'm just going to go microwave this like leftover pad thai. And I'm like, dee. And then I had like a completely different song that like just like popped into my head. I'm like, hold on. And then I'm like, boom, got it. Totally done. Different, nothing to do with the song I was just working on.
Yeah.
Different chords, different melody.
Pad thai gets cold.
Yeah, it totally sits in the microwave. And then I spend the next 25 minutes writing the song that's like probably the best song on the record.
Yeah.
Like while I was like beating myself up for like 7 hours over a song that fucking sucks. But yeah, it's something that you're using something. And then as soon as you like relax it and like let's like an idea just come in. But as a kid, there was no struggle. It was just like songs were just showing up constantly. And a lot of them weren't good, but I was just forever writing songs.
Have you thought about and do you have any theories as to why that switched for you?
Touring, I bet, is part of it, because you go out on the road and just fucking play. And it's just like you're living in a former part, which you just in practice, everything about it is uncreative, you know? And so unless you're in like a jam band, which is like creative or whatever, but yeah, for what we do, it's the practice of it is really, really uncreative and stagnant. So it could have been touring. It was part of it. Just getting older, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's really common. You know, I think if you look at a lot of artists, like they're most prolific, and a lot of times like the best stuff they do is in their mid to late 20s. Not to say like the people don't write great stuff later than that, or their best stuff even, you know. Do you have any theories?
Maybe it's something to do with like just levels of fucking emotions and hormones that are flowing through our brains when we're like 20.
Definitely, I was more open and as a younger person, you know, and wanted to like know about stuff. And, you know, you become a little like cynical and solidified in kind of who you are and what your worldview is. But I was really open to stuff as a young person. Just I wanted to know about everything. Do you have to do any like creative exercises or anything? No?
There was a time in like maybe like 5 or 10 years ago where a friend of mine who's a photographer was doing that artist's way thing. And I kind of stole the morning pages from that for a while.
Yep.
I actually did find it really helpful. I don't know why I don't do it now. Probably the same reason I don't like physically exercise. Cause like once you like stop doing something like that, it's just like so fucking hard to start doing it again for whatever reason.
I fucking hate writing my morning pages. I fucking hate it. I only do it when there's a record due. When I'm like, okay, we finished touring on the other record. It's like, should probably write a fucking record. Like I'm not doing anything else. I don't have a fucking other job. I'm just sitting around home, like watching fucking TV and stick, you know. So, you know, like what do I do for a living? I'm a fucking songwriter. Like, have I written any songs lately? Like, no. So I have to start writing fucking morning pages. And, you know, it doesn't work for the first month. And I feel like this doesn't fucking work anymore. I hate doing this every day, but I force myself to do it. And then slowly but surely, some not very good songs start showing up. You know, and when I sit down with the guitar, I come up with something, and then I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna record that. And it's not very good, but I keep going. And then eventually I get into the swing where I actually have 2 good songs. Let's book studio time. The morning pages, just starting my day. I really, really stand by those. Those fucking work really well. It just kind of helps fight against the resistance of just like, I'll be creative later.
Do you find yourself taking lyrics from those, or is it more just like
Fuck no.
when you're doing those, you're just
no.
kind of activated?
There's nothing good in the morning pages. Like, I honestly, like, if someone read them, I'd be so fucking embarrassed. And they've never changed. Like, they're all so fucking just like embarrassingly reptile brain. They're really negative. They're really fucking selfish. They're really like just all my base instincts of just like hunger and like selfishly like sexual in this like really embarrassing way. I would be mortified if someone were to read them. I'd physically destroy them, like, because they're just so bad. But, you know, it reminds me of like, this is really gnarly, but my ex's mom knew I liked Nirvana, and she bought me fucking Kurt Cobain's diary for a Christmas present. And I was so like, that's so fucking not cool.
Yeah.
But I fucking read it. But I felt so conflicted about it. Just like such a, like, this is really shitty of me to even be reading this. But it was really fucking stupid and embarrassing. And it made me feel really good because, like, obviously Kurt Cobain is a fucking banger songwriter, but his diary was like fucking stupid and embarrassing, you know?
That's how you know it's real.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you knew that somebody was going to release your fucking diary or whatever after you're dead, that's just...
Isn't that awful?
It's really awful. I don't even want people to see songs that I scrapped, let alone...
Dude. I know. But yeah, so the morning pages, yeah, people ask me that, like, you know, like, do you get like lyric ideas in there? I'm like, no, nothing fucking good or even nice has ever been written in that fucking thing. You know, people like write like a gratitude journal. It's like the opposite of a gratitude journal. It's like it's just a fucking whining.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something to getting that out though.
Yeah, and actually, I have read that other people are like, should I be concerned if like my pages are just like worryingly negative, you know? And they're like, no, it's good. It's good to just kind of like, because yeah, you want, the idea is like to not have your pen stop moving.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to think about it at all, right?
Exactly.
Is a lot of it just like sentences that aren't real, or is it like kind of?
I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm bored of doing this. Like, I haven't had McDonald's in a long time. Fuck, like chicken nuggets are fucking so good. Like, I write about like what I crave a lot. But whatever, it is what it is.
I feel like that's kind of, isn't that kind of what a good song does too, though? It's like hopefully do it a little bit better than just writing down your most base desires.
You want like some kind of like longing or something to be in there. But yeah, you want to express it poetically. But there's nothing poetic about any of the pages or whatever. But for some reason, they do something. It's like going to the gym or something.
Like fucking...
Whatever you're doing is working, because your record is fucking awesome. And I'm really excited to spend more time with it once it comes out and pick up a copy. But record fucking rules. What's the touring lineup?
It's solo for my sets, and then yeah, there's like going out with some openers, Scarlet Ray for the first leg and Maria BC for the second one.
Oh, it's just gonna be you and a guitar.
Yeah, which is the first time I've ever done like a long run like that. Like I played a lot of solo shows, but yeah, this will be the first month of fucking doing that in a row, you know.
I like playing just me. And I think I can like tap into the song more, because if I want to like slow down a little bit, I can. If I want to sing something a little different, I can, because I'm not like in concert with someone else who needs to be on the same page. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, I was fucking in it for that. Like I wasn't self-conscious. I didn't feel like people were looking at me. I haven't done it like not very often, but occasionally I'm like, oh, I'll do that one. I'm going to do it just me. It's something I want to try eventually. But yeah, I've never done a tour that's just me.
When you just decided to play a song just you, like, because your guys' shows are like, you know, everybody's fucking singing along, the energy's so high. Does it switch when you just do one alone?
I've done a song that's just me, and the energy in the room doesn't change. I'm like, oh, okay, let's move on. You know, that didn't work. But honestly, I've had it do that thing where people get quiet. You have people.
Yeah, like
Joyce Manor show is like, it's rowdy, it's energy or whatever. So maybe it's just that it's different than what I've done. But yeah, like you can just feel that thing where like you have people's attention and they're hanging on it.
It can be a crazy feeling. I've never experienced the other thing where people are like,
yeah, just kind of going off and it's rowdy or whatever. But
which is sick. I mean, that's I feel like that's like, I don't know, like when you think of like scenes in movies of like fucking pirates all like singing. I'm like, I feel like pop punk is kind of like the modern equivalent of that.
Sea shanties.
Yeah. It's like songs of the people, you know? It's like more folk than folk music.
Yeah. It's hosting a party in a lot of ways. And sometimes like I'll go see like a really indie rock show that is like so fucking uncompelling and so boring, and everyone in the crowd is so bored. But sometimes like you'll see something indie rock or like whatever, you know, whatever, serious music or whatever. And like, yeah, it's like the singer has like the broom and a spell. And it's like, you leave just like, fuck, that was life-changing. You know, like some of my favorite shows I've ever seen have been like quiet and personal and intimate, you know, like, I hate to say it, but like Mark Kozelek, I saw Sun Kill Moon and it was like, just, man, I was like, fucking blew my mind. You can cut that out or whatever if you're not allowed to talk about that guy.
He's got that thing for sure.
Do you have anybody that you've like seen that just fucking like had the room like transfixed, you know?
Angel Olsen. I did like a few shows opening for her and she was just playing solo and I kind of like didn't know what to expect and I was like fucking weeping like first, like it wasn't even like just the sound of her was just like so emotional that
I love her voice. I love her songs and I think she's so talented and I could imagine seeing a solo in the right environment where you have something to get hold of. I can totally picture that.
Yeah, it was honestly crazy. And like the songs are, you know, it's just the melodies and the, like, it just doesn't need anything other than that. It's just like great voice, great melody. The guitar parts they're not like easy or simple, but they stay out of the way in a way that like
they're there to serve the song. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's sick. I love the feeling when you're at a show and like fucking lip starts trembling and shit and like you're trying to act like you're not crying. That's like,
yeah, it's like I don't want to.
It's fucking embarrassing. Yeah, like,
not making me do that. And she was just like really nice too. And you know, she like after that, I was just like, oh, so like that was awesome. How'd it feel? And she was like, eh.
That's nuts. Fuck. I saw Big Thief and they played that song that it hadn't come out yet, but
that song's crazy.
It was the first time I'd ever heard it and they were playing it live and tears were just falling out of my face. Like I was like ugly crying straight up, like trying to hold it back, like, oh shit. Yeah, that song fucking like wrecked me.
It's a crazy song.
What is the voodoo on that tune? How impressive is that to be able to write a song that someone's never heard? The first time they're hearing it is you playing it live right in front of you. And it's just like reducing you to tears.
There's a live session video of that song, which I think is my favorite version of it. As she like screams in the end and whatnot. But that, I think I heard the studio one first and I really liked that. But then I like saw this video. I was like, oh, this is like the fucking version of this song.
It totally destroyed me. Couldn't stop thinking about it and telling people about it. And I was like, yeah, when that new record comes out, that song's like this. Like, that's maybe the best song I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And the record came out. It wasn't fucking on it. I was like, what the fuck? Imagine having that song and just not putting it out. And then I think it was the record after that it finally came out. But
yeah, that was the one where they did like 2 in the same year or whatever.
Might have been, yeah. All I wanted to hear was that fucking with that tune. But yeah, it eventually came out. And I do love the recorded version. But yeah, like nothing. I do think that that song live was particularly crazy great. Well, do you want to call it?
Yeah, we can call it. Thanks for kicking it on Zoom for a minute. And,
yeah, no, it's fun, man.
Hope the show tonight is good and the rest of the tour, you know.
Thanks, dude. I'm not sure if I'm in town when you're in LA, but I hope I am because I want to make it out.
Hell yeah. Let me know. We'll throw you on the old list.
Appreciate it, man. All right, dude. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Later.
Later, Greg.
Thanks for listening to the Talkhouse Podcast, and thanks to Barry Johnson and Greg Mendez for a great chat. If you liked what you heard, please follow Talkhouse on your favorite podcasting platform, and check out all the great stuff at talkhouse.com. This episode was produced by Myron Kaplan, and the Talkhouse theme is composed and performed by The Range. See you next time.